Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the next lecture on natural products on this topic. In last lecture we have discussed about natural products, introduction, its isolation, its characteristic properties, and in previous lectures we have seen that is general steps for elucidating the structure of the terpenoids. In the today's lecture we are going to discuss the structure elucidation for the citral. Along with its, we have already stated to you, we are going to discuss the isoprene unit in detail and a special isoprene unit presented by me. Here in this slide I am going to tell you that in the first slide I have shown to you that is the structure of the citral. Citral exists in two stages. Okay, that is the two isomeric forms. First is geranyl, the second is neryl. These two forms of each other into a cis and trans positions of a CHO bond attached to the ring. Okay, now how the citral structure is arises from the given points, which will be we can be seen in this slide. Okay, this is the formula for the citral. We are going to derive it. Okay, so let us start here. First point, that is isoprene rule. In 1887, Dr. Otto Wallach proposed the isoprene rule. What is the isoprene rule? You have the question. It states that the skeleton structure of all terpenoids are built up of isoprene units, or in IUPAC name it may be called as the name of that particular compound. Isoprene unit is what? That is 2-methyl 1,3-butadiene. Okay. Now, isoprene rule is derived from the following facts. Which are the facts? First is the empirical formula of almost all the terpenoids is C5H8. Okay. Next, the thermal decomposition of all the terpenoids gives isoprene as one of the products. For example, rubber on destructive distillation yields isoprene as the product. The reaction is like this here. Here, rubber reacts as a terpenoid, gives rise to NC5H8, that is the isoprene unit, with the isoprene unit into 2, that is called as a dipentene, that is NC10S16. Okay. Now, the isoprene on polymerization gives rubber-like compound, which is also called as polyterpenoid. What is the reaction? NC5H8 isoprene unit on polymerization gives rise to rubber having the formula. Already we have seen it. That is the C5H8 N times. For example, alpha terpineol on heating with potassium bisulfite gives rise to dipentene. Already we know from the previous slide that is the dipentene formula is what? That is C10S16. That is like this. That is alpha terpineol on heating with potassium bisulfite gives rise to the dipentene. Okay. Now, the thermal decomposition of almost all the terpenoids gives isoprene as one of the products. I am repeating this. For example, rubber on destructive distillation field isoprene as one of the decomposition product. Now, we are going to see the special isoprene rule. This rule is proposed by the scientist Ingold 1925. According to this rule, the isoprene units in terpenoids are joined to by head to tail linkage or 1,4 linkage. That is, the branch end of the isoprene unit was considered as head and other end as a tail. What is this? Its representations here. This is the head part 1, 2, 3 and here 4. 4 that is 1,4 here linkage is there. Okay, that is from here also 1, 2, 3 and 4. That is 1, 4 linkage. Okay, head to tail here arrangement that is 1, 2, 3, 4 here end and here up. So this is a tail. Okay, that's from 1, 2, 3 and 4 here also a head and tail arrangement. Okay, now we are going to see the Ingold special isoprene rule. This rule is very suitable tool to limit number of carbon skeletons of the structure of unknown terpenoids. That is, monocyclic terpenoids contains how many membered ring? 6-membered ring. Ingold point out that the presence of gem dialkyl groups renders cyclohexane more stable than the James-Dyer-Kill rule stated by Ingold limits the number of possible structures obtained by classing the open chain of cyclohexane ring. Thus, the monoterpenoid open chain gives rise to only one monocyclic monoterpenoid like a parasamine. The structure of a parasamine I will give you on the later slide. Structure. Most of the naturally occurring monocyclic terpenoids are the derivatives of the parasamine. Okay. Now, here we have to see the constitution of citral. In the occurrence of citral present in the oils of several plants, including such as lemon mate 90 to 98%, Litsi citrata 90%, Litsi cubeba 70 to 85%, lemongrass 65 to 85%, lemon tea tree 70 to 80%, Ostium graticinium 66.5%, Lindare citrododora about 65%, Calum parenthesis Periculata about 62%, Pentigrane about 36%, Lemon verbena about 30 to 35%, Lemon iron bark about 26%, Lemon balm 11%, Lime 6 to 9%, and Lemon 2 to 5%, etc. Now, we are going to see its uses. What are the uses of citral? First, citral has long lemon odor and it is used as an aroma compound in perfumery. Here, Neral, the another perfumery compound, has a less intense but sweeter lemon odor. Citral is used as a flavor and for fortifying the lemon oil. It is also has antimicrobial qualities and pheromonal effects in acari and insects. Citral is used in the synthesis of vitamin A, lycopene, beta-ionone, and methylene to mask the smell of a smoke. Okay, now we have to see here the properties of the citral. First property, citral is a acyclic monoterpenoid. Second, it is a major constituent of lemongrass oil in which it occurs to an extent of 60 to 80%. Third characteristics, it is pale yellow in color having strong lemon-like odor and can be obtained by fractional distillation under reduced pressure from lemongrass oil. Now, we are going to discuss the analytical evidences for citral. From this part, the actual syllabus is going to start here. Let us concentrate on these topics. That is, first we have to see the general steps as we have seen in last lecture slides. First is molecular formula for the citral is deduced from the analytical data is about C10H16O. Now we have to see its presence of a double bonds. Citral when treated with bromine or hydrogen, it forms a citral tetrabromide which indicates that the presence of two double bonds. The reaction is like this: C10H6O plus 2Br2. Here addition reaction takes place. Here bromine molecules are totally equal to 4. Therefore, here formation of C10H16OBr4. The name of the compound is tetrabromoadapt. Next is citral consumes 2 moles of hydrogen to form tetrahydrocitral. The reaction is citral on hydrogenation in presence of palladium catalyst. The formation of tetrabromoadapt having the formula that is C10H20O. Now these two observations indicates that is citral has two double bonds. Next, acyclic nature of citral. Formation of the above two products shows that citral is an acyclic compound containing two double bonds. Also, corresponding saturated hydrocarbons of citral having molecular formula C10H22 corresponds to the general formula CnH2n plus 2 because n is equal to here taken as a 10. Therefore, 2n plus 2 is equal to 10 into 2, 20. 20 plus 2 equal to 22 for a acyclic compound, indicating that citral must be an acyclic compound. The reaction is like this. Original formula is equal to what? C10H16O plus 4H for hydrogenation plus 2H for due to the one oxygen atom. There is formation of a C10H22, that is the saturated hydrocarbon. Here 4H due to C double bond C, that is double bond cleavage. Okay. Now the next point is citral, whether it is aldehyde or not. For this test, citral when reacts with an hydroxyl amine and sodium bisulfite, it forms an oxime and also a bisulfite respectively. See here citral on reaction with this hydroxyl amine, formation of a oxime. Now the formation of a oxime with hydroxyl amine indicates that there is the presence of a oxo group in a citral. Next reaction is of citral with sodium bisulfite. This is also addition reaction. There is formation of a bisulfite. So we have to conclude that here citral must be having the carbonyl group, that is C double bond O. That is next reaction is of oxidation. Citral on reduction with sodium amalgam, it gives that alcohol, it is called as geranium. Actually it is a reduction reaction, by mistake it is printed as a oxidation. Okay, on oxidation with silver oxide, it gives a geranic acid with same number of carbon atoms as citral, indicates that the above oxo group present in the citral is a aldehydic one. Okay, now acyclic nature of citral. Already I have stated these points to you. Again I am repeating for the explanation of the paracyminase. That is the formation of a saturated hydrocarbon of citral having the molecular formula C10H22, that is by taking N is equal to 10, H is equal to 22. Here the formula becomes C10H16O plus 4H due to the two the two hydrogen, four hydrogens due to the C double bond C, two double bonds reduction, and one oxygen reduction, that is from 2H. Therefore parent alkane is equal to C10H22. Okay, now we have to see its carbon skeleton. What is the carbon skeleton? When citral is treated with potassium hydrogen sulfate, it gives a known compound called as paracymene. From the this is the paracymene. Formation of paracymene product obtained from the ozonolysis also reveals that carbon skeleton of citral is formed by joining of two isoprene units, that is from head to tail. That is, this is the reaction. Citral on potassium bisulfate, there is formation of a paracymene with removal of which, that is removal of a one water molecule. Now please note that this compound is a paracymene. Okay, next. Here, formation of paracymene also reveals the position of methyl group and isopropyl group in the 1:4 position with respect to the other. Now we are going to see the oxidation with alkaline KMnO4. Citral when undergoes oxidation with alkaline KMnO4 followed by CrO3 yield the specific three compounds. First is what? Acetone. Second is oxalic acid, and third is levulinic acid. This is the structure of compound, and here oxidation undergoes KMnO4 in presence of CrO3. There is formation of this levulinic acid. Here it is oxalic acid, and this is a acetone. In a bond formation, in a bond fashion, I have written these reactions. Now, again, on ozonolysis leads to acetone, levulinic and glycol. Formation of acetone in both the reactions shows that the presence of a conjugated aldehyde. Also, citral undergoes only ozonolysis. There is formation of levulinic. This is a this is the glycol, and this is the acetone. In both the reaction, that is previous reaction here and here, in the next reaction also there is formation of the same product, that is a acetone, which reveals that is the presence of a conjugated aldehyde. Now we have to see here position of the methyl group. Okay. Now formation of this paracymene and the products of ozonolysis reveals that carbon skeleton here. Also it contains two isoprene units which are joined together by head to tail arrangement, and the formation of paracymene reveals the position of a methyl isopropyl group. This is the methyl isopropyl group. This is the position. Okay. Now On treatment with sodium bisulfite, citral forms mono as well as di bisulfite products. That is, these are the products are here. I am again going to show here. That is, these are the products. That is the citral on reaction with bisulfite. Here for formation of a mono as well as di bisulfite products. Now, to show the position of a aldehyde group, when we take the spectrum of a citral, it shows lambda max value is equal to 230 nanometer, which indicates that the presence of a conjugated aldehyde. Also on hydrolysis with aqueous potassium carbonate, it gives rise to 6-methyl hept 5-ane 2-ane and acetaldehyde by breaking alpha beta double bond. That is, the breaking of the alpha beta double bond, there is formation of A with aqueous potassium carbonate. Citral gives a methyl heptanone plus aldehyde, which gives the presence of citral is a conjugated aldehyde. Now, the above structure is further supported by the degradation of the citral on treatment with aqueous potassium carbonate when 6-methylheptane and acetaldehyde were also obtained. Okay, this structure of citral is finally confirmed by its synthesis. That is, this is the structure of a 6-methylhepta 5-2-ane plus acetaldehyde. Now, the structure of this citral is confirmed by its synthesis. Now, we have to take the confirmation of the structure of a citral by using the Barbier-Bovard synthesis here. Here, this synthesis consists of two steps. The first step is what? Preparation of methyl heptanone from 2,4-dibromo to methyl butane. Okay, here 2,4-dibromo. This is the second position. Okay, this is the second position. This is the fourth position. Okay, 2,4-dibromo, 2-methyl. Okay, here 2-methyl and butane. Sodium acetone on reaction. Here, condensation reaction takes place. That is the removal of a water molecule here. Okay, and there is formation of a methyl heptanone. That is 2,4-dibromo 2-methyl. That is formation of a methyl heptanone. Now, in the same steps taken, methyl heptanone is again converted into a gerianic ester by using the Reformsky reaction. Already you have studied this reaction in basic part 2. For your convenience, you have to note down the previously stated Reformsky reaction. Gerianic ester is then converted into a citral by distilling a mixture of calcium salts of gerianic and formic acids. Okay, now confirmation of citral by using the Barbier-Bovard synthesis. Again, the second method is used as methyl heptanone from the reaction of zinc and followed by this Reformsky reaction. Here, the reaction is stated as here. From the sentences area, there is formation of a citral. Okay, acylation here takes place, removal of a water molecule, and again calcium salt of gerianic acid and calcium formate gives rise to a structure of a citral. Okay, now here up to here we have the formula that is the correct structure of the citral is like this. Okay, next. Now we are going to see the stereochemistry for citral. For citral, two geometrical isomers cis and trans occur in nature. Two isomers are differ in their arrangement of the aldehyde group about double bond in 2-3 position. One is cis citral, it is called as neryl, and other is trans citral, it is called as geraniol. Natural citral is a mixture of two isomers in the ratio 1:2. Here this is the structure of a correct structure is equal to citral is equal to cis structure, it is called as a neryl. This is a trans structure, it is called as a geraniol. Okay. Now for this proof of geometrical isomers. Both the isomers have slightly different boiling points. They form different semi-carbazone derivatives. Neryl cyclizes readily as compared to geraniol due to its cis geometry. In NMR spectra, the values of CH2 at C4, CH3 at C10 are different for two isomers as different magnetic shielding effect of a carbonyl group. That is, CH2 value for CH2 delta value is equal to different, and for CH3 at C10 value are also a different one. That is, it states that two isomers are different one. Okay, but the structures of a citral is a combination of these two. Therefore, the correct structure of citral is like this. Okay, thus we have here completed the analytical and synthetic evidences for the citral. Okay, thank you. For your any problems, please ask me on these groups. Okay, thank you. All the students, my request to all the students is that is they should note down all the criteria behind the CIT trial and prepare for the exam. Thank you.